Rich. This is the Suffolk Crunch, and this is just a transfer update. Nathan Broadhead has left the football club, signed for Wrexham. So I thought I'd jump on this evening, do a quick 10-15 minute video. If you're watching live, get involved in the comments with your Nathan Broadhead memories, your favourite goal, and what do you think to the transfer to Wrexham? If you're watching live, get involved. Good evening, Jack. If you're watching back, get involved in the comments over on YouTube. We'll go for 150 likes on this video. Hit subscribe, turn on your notifications bell, and get over to the Bad Shirt website, who is sponsoring the channel this season for your shirts, your bucket hats, your jackets. Use the code TSC30 for 30% at the checkout. Good evening, Michael Brown. Jack Jones is gutted he's left. Mark Rowan says 10 million is some deal. James Warren Elmer, good evening. Quality player when fit. Can't complain about 8 to 10 million with 1 year left on his contract. Jamie says he's obviously over his sudden illness. Mike says, cannot understand why we've not offered Broady a new 3-year deal. Because he had a year left, Mike. He wanted to leave. And the club have made probably about 8.5 million, which I think is a great deal. Good evening, Adrian. Quickly, I'm on the Final Whistle pod at 6 o'clock tonight with Jack, with our championship predictions. Get involved in that. He is a Leicester City fan. He is a great guy. So as soon as I've done this, I'm off over there to give my predictions for round 2 of the championship. Evening Pete, evening Ian Delboy Stocks. Legacy Bakes says we are light up top. Well, we've signed Chuba Akpom. Ivan Azor from Como is rumoured to be on his way for a season-long loan, €2 million with a 15 million, I think, obligation to buy from the man Fabrizio Romano. So he's travelling to Suffolk. So that's an interesting one. He's a Spanish under-21 international. I don't know a lot about him. I've watched some clips on him this afternoon. Looks good in the air. And if he's half as good as the last Spaniard we had, well, Ivan Campo, Pablo Canago, Cito Castro. We've had 3 Spaniards. He will be the 4th. But yeah, Broadhead, get your Nathan Broadhead memories in the comments. Obviously signed from Everton back in League One in the window for rumoured about 1.5 million. Look, I think 80 odd appearances, 23 goals. Look, Nathan Broadhead is a very, very good player. Part of the back-to-back promotions. Stephen Gerling says big mistake selling him. Look, there's no two ways about that. He's a very good player in our system, knew the role, probably knows it better than the players that we've got in that position at the moment. But it's, if we want to evolve as a football club, come on, Mike. Let's have a bit of positivity. We're being positive here tonight, not negative. If you want to see want to listen to anything negative, hop over to the Fisherman's Blues. Go and listen to Mike. We're being positive here. Han Catton, good luck to him. He did well for us. James Warnell says, I see him scoring against us this season, but it's a good deal for all parties. John Thorpe, good bit of business. I could not see him playing much. MB ITFC says, bring the back garden live. We're indoors tonight. EJ Norris, your legend, how you doing? Colin says, makes sense to sell him at this stage. If we have not signed, Philogene would have stayed. Paul Carr says, good business if he wanted away. He was great when he was on song, but a bit lazy. Khalid Mohammed, like you said, back-to-back promotions. Good luck, Broady. Look, he's been fantastic for the football club. I mean, my favourite Nathan Broadhead memories. Obviously, the goal against Sheffield Wednesday, the free kick. I think that's the last free kick that Town have actually scored. 2-0 down in that game into half-time. We had the Michael Smith miss when it could have been 3-0. And then Broady steps up, pings one in off the crossbar from about 25 yards from a dead ball. Not scored one since. But what a free kick that was. The The penalty against Port Vale, well, he got two in that game when we were 1-0 down at half time. Penalty about 3 minutes from the end, North Stand end, big pressure penalty, pop that one away. And another really underrated moment for me was Peterborough away. We're 1-0 up, the reverse pass into Connor Chaplin. If you don't remember it, go and check out the highlights. It's a great reverse pass. Chaplin buries it 2-0, and we went on to win that game 3-0. And he played a big part that season. Then obviously the next season he was joint top scorer with Connor Chaplin. I think they both bagged 13 goals. Yeah, look, the only thing about Broadhead is he's a bit injury prone, I'd say. On his day, a good player. Does go missing in games, but then I think that's sort of when you're playing in that position, you can do. Look, we've seen a lot of Jack Clark, not sort of we will miss the song. We will miss the song. Mike says the team's been ripped apart. Going to take time to get back to team ethos, leadership. Yeah, it's the back-to-back promotions. Those 2 years, I don't think we're going to see better than that for a very long time. We just had a great group of players. You know, everyone who knew their roles. Band of brothers, I call them. They knew their roles. They knew what to do. They could trust each other. They could rely on each other. Oh, Lewis Lippett, Brummar better. Bore off. We've played you once. Oz, thanks for that. Yeah, they knew their roles in the team, and there you go. It's a sad day when Broady goes. He's gone to Wrexham. Undisclosed fee, reported 10 million, I think 7.5 with add-ons. It's going to get up to 10. Obviously going down there, and he was there when he was a kid at the academy. Started, I think, when he was 10 years old. I've got nothing negative to say about Nathan Broadhead. You know, he's one of my favourite players. The needle mover, I think we called him on Talking Town when he signed, and he definitely was. And he made that difference that season when he came in January in that window with Hurst, Harry Clark and Mass. Trevor says, good price, and he would not be guaranteed starter and wanted to move. Thanks and good luck. Not against us, though. MB says, when do you think Azon will be announced? Well, he's got to have his medical first, so not really sure on that one. But yeah, look, this is mainly here to talk about Nathan Broadhead. James says the money will be spread over 4 years for that money. Not really sure how the deal works. What was my favourite Broadhead goal? Come on, get involved in the chat. What was your favourite Broadhead goals? Look, there was the one last season away at Bournemouth when he stuck the defender who went to Real Madrid on his backside. I'm not sure about Wrexham, Mike. I think they need a proper championship manager. Parkinson will not last the season. There you go. That's just my prediction. What was your favourite Nathan Broadhead goal, everybody? Get it in the chat. Mine was the penalty. The penalty against Port Vale. Trevor, if we'd have gone on to win that game, possibly, and he did miss two sitters in that game. The one where he sat two of the defenders down and somehow put it wide. I still don't know how that was. That wasn't a goal. About 7.5 hops, rising to 10 with add-ons. Good evening, the legend, Paul Hedger. How you doing, mate? Hopefully you're good. 150 likes, everyone, if you've just joined. Jack says his goal against Southampton took, I think, Bazzuno unawares, didn't he? Adrian says Sheffield Wednesday. Mine was the penalty against Port Vale. Harp says good money, to be fair. Wish him the best. Yeah, Port Vale for me was my favourite Nathan Broadhead goal. Timing in the game. Pressure penalty. Needed to win that game that night. North Stand end. Buried it, didn't he? Thomas Vale says a great player, Broady, forever part of the club's history. All the best to him and a good deal for the club. Well, I think if you listen to people, and I think there was a good chance he would have moved on at the start of last season when we were trying to sign Reece Nelson from Arsenal, which we didn't get done because he went to Fulham. If we'd have got that deal done, Broady was going to go back to Sunderland on loan, so that didn't get done. So look, he's fallen a little bit down the pecking order. Injuries have blighted him a little bit when he's been there, but George says the Sheffield Wednesday free kick. yeah, look, that's the only little negative is the injury record that Broadhead had. But other than that, one of my favourite players. Some great memories. Part of history. Part of that back-to-back promotion team, which there's not many left now. There's not many left. You've got obviously Connor's left. Wes is injured at the moment. Leif Davis, Wolfie. Well, Christian Walton's there, but he doesn't play much. But there's not many. There's not many players left from that back to back, and that's just that's just the case of we want to try and improve and try and push on. And look, it didn't work last season, and there was a lot of people saying there's certain players should have got more of a chance. It's football. You know, we always have to move. You can't stand still. Adrian says, got nothing bad to say about him. Top professional. Yeah, I met him a couple of times at the dinners. Yeah, very quiet, very sort of understated. But Wrexham have got themselves a good player, and hopefully he can go down there and he can rip it up. And obviously he's going to be part of the Wales squad that possibly might get to the World Cup. Peter says, on the ball he was good, but will always be welcome back. Oh, hang on, he was good, but never got in many tackles. Paul says, we love them all, mate. They will always be welcome back. Karen says, leaving Barnsley singing, can't get enough, will live long in the memory bank. I remember the goal at Barnsley that night. Obviously, it was down the other end. And it was just that delay where you didn't know it had gone in, and then the away end erupted. And then, like 2 minutes later, George Hurst. I mean, that's probably up there as well. It gives me, I can feel it now in my arms. Goosebumps. Barnsley, away. Goosebumps. The George Hurst goal. I mean, one of my favourite goals away for Town. That 3 or 4 minutes was unbelievable. And that away in that night, I mean, 5,000 on a Tuesday night. Fantastic. Kerno Tractor Boy, what about the Spaniard on his way from Como? Is he another Pablo? Well, we all love Pablo, didn't we? Pablo. I think we'll probably adopt the song from Pablo for Ivan Azor. Like I said, don't know much about him. There's a little bit of footage if you go online. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Broadhead's first goal against Sunderland. First game of the season in the Championship is underrated in my opinion, says Josh. He didn't celebrate, did he, that day? He was just done the hands down, little deflection in from Leif Davis, and then he played the lovely through ball, didn't he, to Hursty when he banged the second one in. But yeah, look, I haven't really got a lot more to add. I'll do another 2 minutes. If you've got any quick Nathan Broadhead memories, pop them in there, and then I am jumping. I've got 9 minutes. I'm jumping over. I am on the Final Whistle pod. Go and search it on YouTube. Get involved. Get involved in the chat. We are doing Championship predictions tonight and every Thursday at 6 p.m. So I'm on there with Jack. Craig from Winchester says, great deal for the club. Can't believe we've got so much for him. Not saying I didn't like him, but come on, last year of his contract. And that is where I sit. If he's not going to sign another contract, or if he's not offered another contract, and if he wants to go, look, going back to Wrexham, going home, it just makes sense, really, for Broady to go down there. Stephen Digby says, thanks, Nathan. I think, look, that's the general consensus. I've not heard a bad word about Nathan Broadhead since he's been here in his, 2.5 years at Town. And I think everyone's just going to say thank you. You know, thanks for the memories. You know, thanks for the goals. Given some great memories for Town fans. Stephen Latimer says, good early evening, Crunch. New Spanish striker in the way. Don't know how much about him. My best Broadhead moment was the goal against Norwich. We'll miss him. Looking forward to Sunday. Yes, Sunday, Southampton at home. Hopefully we might have another signing in the building by then. We will be doing the match preview on Saturday morning. I'm off to Chelmsford tomorrow. Bit of Metro Bank cricket down there watching Essex versus Surrey. Trevor says Wrexham will be in the playoffs. Phil Blundell says 10 million is a good bit of business, but my bugbear that he has signed for a future promotion rival. I do wish him the best. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in. If you're watching back, hit the like button. We're going for 150 likes. We can get more. Let's get loads of likes for Nathan Broadhead. Leave your Nathan Broadhead memories in the comments on YouTube. Your favourite goals, just memories of Broadhead, and what he means to you. He means a lot to Town fans. We thank him. We wish him all the best for the next chapter in his career. Cheers, Nathan. All the best. And we'll see you on the next show. Thanks very much.